athlete-centered coach, and I want you to know that this is a message that's incredibly time-sensitive. And I wish for you to watch it completely, then share as much as you can on any platform you feel is appropriate. We have a rare opportunity to make a quantum change in our sporting lives. When you get this message, as I have, I hope that you will agree that it's worth going everywhere. To those who've lost a loved one or have one currently suffering from COVID-19, my heart goes out to you. For those of us not directly affected by the disease, we have a rare opportunity to stop. We live in a world of distraction. Now much of our time and mind busyness has been taken away. We now must confront mortality. Finally, for a moment, the rat race is ending or has ended. Stop. Look at yourself in the mirror for a moment. 6 weeks, or whatever it turns out to be. We could turn to streaming services to while away our time from the void of our normal sports and entertainment, or we can participate in a full system reset. Think about it for a moment. There are no parents screaming at their kids during canceled competitions. There are no coaches asking players to do developmentally inappropriate workouts. For all of those seasons that suddenly came to a halt, there's no more pressure, but there's also a tremendous sense of loss for those whose final campaign ended with a splat instead of a victory. So for a moment, there's clear air, and in many cases it means taking a break from damaging behaviors. Recently I saw a post about a 13-year-old boy who came into the kitchen while his parents were cooking, reminding them not to burn the toast or overcook the eggs, reminding them to add the same ingredients that they always add to the meal. One parent stopped to say, "Don't you think we know how to cook breakfast?" The boy responded, "Now you know how I feel when we drive to my baseball game." Now, though, we have an opportunity to move away from the insanity of helicopter parenting, over-the-top coaches, and monolithic organizations, to remember real life and death. The reason we're in this space is a fear of exactly that. You may be on one end of the spectrum of panic or complacency with the coronavirus, and I'm somewhere in the middle, but I'm definitely not panicked. Wherever you are on that continuum, I want to urge you today to begin a major change in your program and influence those around you. Remind your people and yourself this is not life and death in the arena. People die for all sorts of reasons, many of them sudden and tragic. Rarely does that happen on a sports field, but when it does, for some reason, the juxtaposition of play and death seems to hit us extra hard. I have assurance about my eternal destiny beyond death, and that empowers me and those like me in a particular way you might not understand. No cause of death is preferable, even though my pastor joked that he would prefer to die choking on prime rib, which drew a cackle from the congregation. No matter your belief system, we all have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to keep our play in perspective. I started a few seasons of coaching, explaining to my players that approximately 37 million people had died in wars in the 20th century. It's also believed that up to 100 million people were killed by their own oppressive governments. When I share these enormous facts, kids always give confused looks, probably like the one you have. The look that says, "Why are we talking about this?" Then I explain, if we go 16-0 and win the championship, we don't bring any of those people back. But if we go 0-16, we also don't add to those horrific numbers. So now, it's not life and death in any competition, but just the same, we're going to knock ourselves out playing hard because we want to play well. We want to play like champions. We want to control the controllable. We'll give the same great effort all the time, etc. We then shift into the process to do what we need to do in order to succeed. My best successes as a coach have come when I've been able to help my players eliminate pressure because it's just a game. It's a game we love to play. We test ourselves in games for fun, simply to see who's better that day. We don't assign more meaning to it than that. One of the great sins of sports is that we assign too much meaning to the winning and the losing. For a short while, we're free from that tyranny of trying to prove that we're a winner or not a loser. Every major professional sports league in the U.S. has now agreed that health and safety of people take a precedence over every competition. Now, when we start back up, let's start in the best possible way. Here are a few commitments perhaps you will make from this moment forward. 1. Deepen your relationships with those who have sports in perspective. 2. Teach new coaches and parents how to keep the games and the play in perspective. It's not life, death, or a college scholarship, or a trip to the professionals on the line today. 3. Confront one challenge, adversity, or person who has it out of perspective once per year. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Get help, join hands, take on the existing order together. 4. Celebrate those who win with dignity and lose with the same. 5. Be thankful for the little pleasures of being out on the field, in the sun, wind, rain, and snow, because it makes you feel alive. Be thankful for the most amazing people that you meet in the sports world who partner with us in raising up the community. 6. Build community everywhere. Welcome people in. Make your team, your league, your organization a family. 7. Trust God, the universe, or whatever you want to say, that things will work out. Adversity is a part of any great story, and you want to be part of a great story. The only way you can do these things above are if you come to the realization that sports are not life and death, but that they can serve us well as vehicles for growth and microcosms of life. Sports are great servants, but they make a lousy God.